Hello everyone, I am Renowned Zero, and we are back again talking about yet more Ripperverse detractors like Organized Chaos and Puma Fist that we have here. But before we get started, just as this recording, we're going to quickly refresh the Isom number 2 campaign. It's currently sitting at $1.86 million with 2 more months to go. At cover A is at 10,587 sold, 11,043 for cover B, 3,553 sold for cover C, and 1,204 sold for cover D. 1,612 total books. I appreciate everyone who have donated books, and I think it is awesome that people are donating comic books to children that are less fortunate. But before we get into the Ripperverse detractors, I just want to go through 2 comments that were left here. Specifically this one by the Claw ER that says, "Isom sucks, dude. Praising you will only hurt the cause." Really? With Isom 2 sitting at 1.86 million, yeah, I'm totally hurting the cause. And the first campaign made over $3.7 million. I was talking about Isom and all the Rippaverse Goalpost shifts while Isom 1 was coming out. Even through the whole entire time the Isom 1 was out, I was covering it. And I've been covering it since the Isom 2 launch. So no. Me talking about it in a positive light does not constitute hurting the cause. Just gonna move on right down here to Hell's Only, who's been constantly commenting on my videos, who again is one of those people trying to push their opinion as gospel, always saying, "Oh, why I paid $35 for crap." I don't think you actually read the book. Especially when you're commenting on a video of me talking about 2 chuckleheads who pirated the book in order to review it, and then they called it woke. Because it had a black character in it. And they claimed that Isom is gay. Shocking. Constantly commenting on my videos. But we're going to take a look at this guy right here, who has some interesting things to say about people like Jeremy Griggs, Ryan Cannell, and Eric July, of course, getting everything they say disastrously wrong about all 3 of them, so let's jump right into it. And these are the people that apparently these creators have to worry about, which there's nothing to worry about. They're literally deranged morons that they have to worry about. I'll be the first to admit actual fandom's a douchebag, no doubt, but he's right that geeks and gamers are far right. Yeah, the YouTube channel and organization, essentially, that has people who participate in all sorts of different political opinions. Definitely far right. Because they don't have people that like the left and like the right. So you got it disastrously wrong. That's one. They're actual groomers. Define groomer. Because I don't see anyone from that group of people pushing nonsense like Drag Queen Story Hour or wanting to harm children in any way. The whole point of the show is to groom young incels into far-right politics. You're more than likely an incel, considering that you're on this post trying to call other people groomers who are not. And you're using a bunch of buzzwords that don't really matter to anybody in Geeks and Gamers, because pretty sure all of them are either married or are in relationships. So, and again, they don't all believe the same thing as far as their political views. Take their insecurity and frustration and direct it at people who support populist policies that help people. Wrong. There is not a single policy that our current president has put out that has helped literally anyone. Because you're probably one of those idiots who believe that erasing student debt is somehow going to save our economy. Because it's not. And I can't believe I have to get political on this channel. Because that's not normally the type of thing I do on this channel at all. But the fact that this person has to bring that in is crazy to me. Jeremy, Ryan, and Eric and July are far right. Jeremy is literally a Trump supporter and literally says every single person in politics sucks who's not Trump. Definitely far right, according to you. Ryan Cannell seems to lean more conservative. And Eric July is libertarian, so none of those things have anything to do with far right. Because it is idiots like you who believe anyone left of Bernie Sanders is far right or alt-right. So you've got plenty of things within your first statement that you got disastrously wrong because you do zero research. Your attack on IQ is just your NPC response. It's not an NPC response when you clearly display how unintelligent you actually are. It's not really an NPC response when you literally show how low your IQ really is. Because you know I'm right. You're not right. I called you out on it. And you had nothing to say but moving the goalpost. You freaks need to start coming up with your own material. You mean the material that people use called facts, not opinions. You are the one literally spewing opinions in this statement that I'm about to read. A libertarian is just a conservative that's smart enough to be embarrassed about it. So, let's go through what libertarianism is for the commenting person who doesn't understand how Google works. Libertarianism is a family of views and political philosophy. Libertarians strongly believe value individual freedom and see this as justifying strong protections for individual freedom. Libertarians endorse strong rights to individual liberty and private property, defend civil liberties like equal rights for homosexuals, endorse drug decriminalization, open borders, and oppose most military interventions. Definitely the same thing as conservatism, right? We'll get into that in just a moment. Jeremy is a groomer. Literally. He's literally not. He's literally not doing harm to children because that's what a groomer does. Or should I say someone who tries to push sexual ideology onto children. Manipulate children. Literally, he's not doing that, to quote your stupid ass. Ryan is just a WW2 guy, dingleberry hanging from Jeremy's ass. Yeah, the patriot guy who fought in the Navy for this country. Yeah, that guy's definitely not a patriot or anything. He's definitely a Nazi. There's no way I could have told you that he was a patriot at all. And Eric is a phobic scumbag with no shame or self-respect. Well, no one's scared of gay people if that's what you're insinuating, because that's clearly what you're insinuating. You try to use these buzzwords like it really matters to anybody who doesn't give a fuck. Because y'all use it so much, they lost all meaning and power in anywhere. Or as Gandalf would say, you have no power here. Or whoever says it in Lord of the Rings, I don't remember, it's been a while. Oh no, he says you shall not pass. That's the quote I was thinking of. Supporting Trump makes you far right. Do try to get elected officials deleted to overturn the results of an election. Far right. Again, wrong. Literally did not. But this is the statement that gets me the most. Also, modern American conservatism and Nazi ideology are synonymous. Prove me wrong. Well, let's do that today because you are too stupid to use Google, which I don't use Google. I think Google is bullshit. But in the United States, conservatism is based on a belief in limited government, individualism, traditionalism, republicanism, I don't think for this one, I believe, and limited federal governmental power in relation to U.S. states. So essentially traditional values, right? Traditionalism here is to establish customs and beliefs rather than modern ones. So how in the world does modern and conservatism go together when they don't even believe in modernism? They don't adhere to modern customs or beliefs. What the fuck are you talking about? Make it make sense. Whereas Nazism is a form of fascism, with disdain for liberal democracy and the parliamentary system. It incorporates a dictatorship, fervent anti-Semitism, anti-communism, scientific racism, and white supremacy. Social Darwinism, the use of eugenics into its creed. Literally black and white between the two. This has to do with totalitarianism, whereas conservatism is limited government. So where in the world do you see these two being the same thing? Clearly on your own dumbass head. Because you're clearly wrong. And I said, there's no argument against how dumb you are, Because you are literally comparing an ideology of traditional family values to an ideology that deleted millions of Jews. You are actually stupid, and I never thought in my life I would ever be alive to witness someone as dense as you. Nazis thought they had traditional family values. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. The Nazis literally thought they were better than everyone because of their race. Are you stupid? Yes. Let me answer the question for you. Yes. You are stupid. You are genuinely stupid. But anyway, we're going to get back to the Ripperverse Goalposts account, where we're going to take a look at Puma Fist and Organized Chaos and see what they have to say about certain creators. Let's get into it.
Isom Warlock's Puma Fist here. Today we're going to talk about Eric July a little bit. Mr. Eric July in the Ripperverse. Alright, so I
talk about it a little bit. You talk about it all the time. Negatively, of course. I talk about it positively because it only makes sense to call out the lies that people like to spew about Eric July constantly every day.
So he's up to 1.8 million. Congratulations, sir. That's going to make Ethan Van Sciver's fucking blood pressure go up to probably 1.8 million.
Yeah, definitely, because Ethan definitely didn't do the cover line art for Isom 2 cover B. This definitely isn't Ethan Van Sciver's work on the cover of Isom 2. Definitely don't go to Ripperverse.com and purchase Isom number 2 cover B, or else Ethan Van Sciver's blood pressure will go up, according to this guy. Let's continue.
Keep doing that. Keep doing it. Now, I will say this, Eric. You're not building up your money as fast as you did with the first campaign. Now, this was something I kind of called out. I was like...
You didn't really call it out. Eric already knew this. Just like most people who read comics, they know that number ones typically sell the most, and number twos never really sell as much as number ones. And this number 2 campaign has less items to purchase than number 1. Also, it has 2 months to go, so you're going to essentially watch the campaign. You're going to continue to move the goalposts as you have been. So it doesn't really matter.
Like, alright, you're going to get all this fanfare for the first one. You're still not doing bad with Isom number 2, but it's you don't have quite the same enthusiasm as you had with the first one.
That's definitely incorrect.
So I'm sort of right about that. We'll see what it is.
You're not right about that at all. You're literally wrong. You're literally wrong. Considering that people are constantly enthusiastic about Isom, period.
Ends up with, you still got a long way to go. You got the rest of this month and fucking August to, hey, Eric, what are you doing with this graded comic shit? What are you doing with that? Dude, seriously, nobody gives a fuck about a fucking graded Isom comic.
Oh, nobody gives a fuck about a graded Isom comic. Let's check to see how nobody gives a fuck about a graded Isom comic. Let's just kind of scroll down here. Okay, we see what we got here. I'm just going to scroll all the way to the bottom. I'm going to keep scrolling because there's a lot of different bundles you can purchase. Okay, alright, okay. I'm going to keep scrolling down. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, it's cover C is sold out, signed and graded. Oh, no one cares about signed and graded comics, alright? No one cares, right? I'm pretty sure that A and B covers are under 100 left for each one, as far as graded. As far as signed and graded, I'm pretty sure those are under 100 left. So for you to say that no one cares, you're wrong. You can literally see it. It's right there. Let's continue.
This is never going to be something that's going to be... Dude, you know what comic books get graded? Detective Comics number 27, right? Amazing Spider-Man number 1.
From what I've noticed, a lot of comics that have first appearances get graded. Like Ultimate Fallout Miles Morales. Like Amazing Fantasy 15. Even Isom #1, people got that graded because it was the first appearance of Isom. And Isom 2 is going to have the first appearance of multiple characters. So, I'm not even a big comic book dude. I'm a comic book normie, and I know these things.
X-Men #1. Like, that...
Again, another first appearance comic. So you just made my point for me by naming a first appearance comic.
Kind of shit. Your shit's not iconic, dude. That grading system...
It's pretty iconic considering it's the highest crowdfunded campaign of all time as far as independent comics. It did better than Cyberfrog. It did better than Berserker. And it's been beating out mainstream comics and graphic novel sales over the last 5 years. So, based on what's reported anyway.
You're just doing this as a fucking sales tactic for your fucking pay pigs. And pay pigs don't fall for it. Don't buy.
These so-called pay pigs are fans who have asked for these things. The fact that he added a signature series for cover D of Isom 2, this was something that was asked for by the paying customer. The fans of Isom wanted this. He didn't just throw it on there for shits and giggles. He threw it on there because people asked for it.
One of these fucking graded ones. What are you doing? Look, if you want to support Eric July, spend your $35, $50 or whatever the fuck and get your book. Alright, you know, that money goes...
Then shut the hell up.
...to making CG seethe, so that's a worthy cause. But come on, honestly, ain't nobody gonna fucking give a shit about a graded fucking Isom #2.
I've already showed you that people actually do care about a graded Isom 2, considering that cover C signed and graded is sold out.
A graded Isom #2. No. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's silliness.
Your silliness for saying that it's silly, because it's easily disproven. Let's jump right into Organized Chaos. He's actually a huge detractor of Eric July, but we'll learn from Mr. Organized Chaos as to why Critical Drinker is successful.
To like dramas and like you like a lot of older movies, a lot of dramas, a lot of romantic comedies. Like it's a different fucking genre, bro.
About it that the strong female character should ultimately turn out to be their biggest weakness. Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
I never knew that Alien and Terminator and Kill Bill were dramas. I never knew those were drama films. I'm pretty sure those are action films. And in the case of Alien, it's also considered a horror film. What are you talking about?
Go away now.
That is so fucking awful. What a useless piece of shit. Like, what was his even point with...
You're a useless piece of shit, considering that you are constantly going against a man who is just doing his own thing and making his own comic book company and comic book because you don't like his politics. So
that movie, because he goes in circles, and that's part of how he works. It's part of his how he operates. Like, he doesn't say...
He wanted to say grift. We all know, anyone who knows this guy knows he wanted to say grift. So hard he wanted to say grift, but he held it back.
Anything, like, really definitive. He just goes back and forth, just, like, introducing ideas and then playing...
I watched that video. He went through all the ideas of what a strong female character actually is without just simply telling you that the character is a strong female character. Showing you different characters that went through trials and tribulations for you to like them rather than being almighty and perfect at the start of a movie. Like Rey from Star Wars.
Random clips and then hoping the audience associates the stuff he's saying to the clips. But then he
literally does do that, though. This is how I know you didn't watch this video. I watched that video, and I can tell you that this guy is clearly not paying attention to what's going on in the video, or listening at all.
We'll circle back and contradict what he just said, and hope the audience doesn't like that maybe a different member of the audience will click with that. This is why he has 1.6...
He has no arguments. He has nothing.
million subs or whatever the fuck he has. Because, like, the different audience
No, he has over a million subs. 1.65, I think, is the last time I've checked it. He has that because he's able to invoke your thoughts into listening to what he's saying. He's able to invoke your brain into seeing what he sees by explaining stuff in depth. Unlike you, who can't even form a sentence.
Will watch it and get different impressions, and it's all fucking contradictory nonsense. And sexism, plenty of sexism, just raw sexism in there.
There's no sexism, considering he's literally showing strong female characters that are actually strong, that go through trials and tribulations, unlike Rey, who was a Mary Sue and just perfect at everything, better than every other Jedi that ever lived. Meanwhile, recently Dave Filoni said that Anakin Skywalker was always the strongest Jedi.
It's fucking stupid.
So you want to talk about contradiction?
He's an idiot. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He is worthless.
He knows exactly what he's talking about whenever he makes a video. That's why he gets the views and the subscribers that he gets.
Yeah. That's the critical drinker.
Yeah, that's the organized chaos. And the fandom initiative apparently live streams, and they are automatically set the private ones finished. The only people who can participate in chat are the ones who have been subscribed for a minimum of 2 weeks. If you say anything they disagree with, you get banned. They are a cult. Yes, they are. 100%. They are. They definitely are. It's crazy. It's very, very crazy. The amount of nonsense I have to deal with on a daily basis, but this is what you kind of got to deal with when you're talking about content creators who are not controversial at all. They say pretty much opinions that a lot of people can agree with, and they're just being fans of things and calling out just terrible things in movies, and calling out movies that are trying to groom children, and just giving their opinions on movies that they like or don't like, because that's what they do. They are pop culture channels, where Geeks and Gamers anyway, and Ryan Canal are pop culture channels. Eric July is more of a socio-political channel. He used to do a lot of comic stuff. He did video game commentary, but now he's mostly focused on the Ripperverse, and that's what he should be doing, because that's his dream passion project. And I'm very excited to get my hands on Isom 2 when that comes out, Alpha Core number 1 when that comes out by Chuck Dixon, and Yaira number 1 by the Saska sisters when that comes out. So we have the fall of Alpha Core 1, the winter, Yaira number 1, and then at the end of this month, fulfillment starts for Isom 2. So you all gotta get in where you fit in. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit the like button. Comment below what you feel about all this. Do not interact with anybody that I've shown today on this video. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all, then we get notifications anytime I post a new video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.